All right, so let's get this started. We are going to do a nice recap on Bachelorette. What is this? This is episode, what is this now? 4?
Episode 4, week 4, yes.
Week 4. Okay, you want to give a recap of it?
Yeah. So, we start off, I love this episode. Chris Harrison goes to meet Claire and tells her that the path they're on right now is not going to work, and pretty much puts her in a spot to, make a decision about where she truly is in her journey. Is it Dale, or is she still willing to give the rest of the guys a chance? Because he comes to meet her because the guys are talking, and he says it. These guys aren't stupid. They're very intelligent, and they see what's going on. They can feel it. They know that it's Dale, and she's not really confirming it at this point. So he pretty much puts her on the spot okay, you have to make a decision. Is this over? And she says yes. And so he goes to the guys. He cancels the cocktail party, cancels the rose ceremony, and then pulls Dale outside and says, I canceled everything because Claire wants to spend this time with you. And so that's fine. Claire and Dale, they have a date, the morning after, and let me just stop there, and you just tell me how you feel so far about the first bits of last night's episode.
I'm glad that Chris went and called her out. I'm like, this is not going the way Bachelorette usually goes. So I'm glad he did that. Now, they'll being pulled to the side, going on a long date, 2 days, it looked like a day and a half kind of date. That's all they could do was, have a full date, and hopefully the guys can, they handle it fine, I guess. But, yeah, that's all. I didn't really have any thoughts on that one. I was just thinking to myself, okay, so he's going to go on a date with her. All right, no problem. Now, what's after?
Well, I was remiss. I didn't mention the point was to, have that time with Dale. She told Chris that she was in love with Dale, and I guess the point of that date was she needed to tell Dale that. I need to tell Dale how I'm feeling, and hopefully he's feeling the same way, and all that. And if she's saying she's done with everybody else and it's Dale, then she hasn't spent one-on-one time with this man yet. So they really needed that time to really be together for a long period of time at a stretch to be like, is this real? And I need to also tell you this is how I feel so far. Without anything, I'm falling in love with you. And what is he going to say back to her? I was on the edge of my seat to see, because the way we've been seeing it was it's been one-sided, ooh, Claire loves Dale, Dale, Claire loves Dale. But I guess people haven't really been seeing him show those feelings or say those emotions. So I was very curious to see if he was going to, match her energy. So that's what the date was.
Match her energy?
I don't necessarily know that he matched her energy, but what we saw, her energy is very, her energy is a lot. So, I won't fault him for not matching her energy, but I guess from what we saw, he matched her intentions. So she said she was falling in love with him, and he said it back to her. He said he's been falling for her throughout this process. He said he was in love with her too. He said it to her. He said it in his confessionals that he loves Claire. So, sure, they're both on the same page, is what we see.
I think he was acting. That's my personal opinion. This man was acting. He wants to be an actor. He's acting now. And that's what he was doing.
Oh, boy.
Because he was looking at her every time she spoke as soon as I met you, I just knew you were a great man. You were this and that. You see him get nervous. He swallowed. You see his Adam apple go up and down. Oh, boy, what did I get myself into? You can tell, this is scary, and he's trying to keep a straight face. He is what the hell? I was not expecting all this. I agree with the other guy's analysis, because that's what the other guy said. Once they found out that she had chosen him and she was breaking up with them, she was he's going to be oh my freaking God, I actually have to go through with this and I actually have to propose to this girl? Yes. He was not, he said what he had to say. He said what you would say under pressure. and he kept a straight face. He's also an actress slash model. So an actor slash model. So that's what I saw. You know, and Chris too is an actor because he was looking at her like she was crazy, but keeping a straight face and smile. But it's the eyes. The eyes tell you what's really going on. And
you know what? I was trying to read his facial expressions the entire time to see if he was gonna like do a smirk on some, oh, this is bullshit or whatever. Like he had a straight face on the whole time. I couldn't even deal.
Straight face, and that's how you know he was faking it. It was a straight
and a Hollywood smile, straight face with a Hollywood smile.
Yeah, and that was it. Because he too was like, what the hell? Like this sounds crazy, and you are making the wrong decision. And that story about how Claire dad hitchhiked and found his mom, and then all of a sudden your mom and dad found each other through hitchhiking. Stop. Stop.
You don't believe in serendipity?
No, stop it.
How don't you believe in serendipity? Come on. It was fake.
He is mimicking whatever she says. This is basic like acting 101, psychology 101. Whatever she mimics, follow through. That's the safest thing he knows how to do. He cannot. It's scary to tell what the woman professes her love, and then you now want to break up with her so you don't feel the same way. That's a scary thing. Only true mature men can really do that. You know, to a woman, it's hard sometimes when a man professes all their love for you, and then you just like, damn, I'm not really feeling this way, but I love you too. Oh, yeah. But that's not really how you're feeling. It's scary. And now add the cameras to it, add that there's an audience, add that there's going to be crazy fans who will bash you, you know? Like, no, he was just playing it along. I wish he
maybe he's really about that life, and that's why he wasn't scared. Like, you ever think about that? Like, maybe he's more of a man for not being scared and not running away from feelings.
No, he was scared. It's Adam's apple told on him. Every single time she said something that was like praising him, it's Adam's apple told on him. Like, oh my freaking God! It told on him. And his eyes too. He kept a poker face the entire time. It was a poker face. He did the poker.
So you don't think it was cut and edited to tell the story? Like maybe that Adam's apple thing didn't happen right then and there. Maybe it was like something else was said, or maybe he just took a drink.
No, he kept the poker face the entire time. And that poker face, I know that poker face. You know, me, I play poker. Oh. I know what that is. That's you trying not to show what is really going on. So it's just best for you to just keep a straight face. Because the inside, you're like, what the hell? It's like when you feel like you're about to get in trouble or something. I don't know. But I'll also say this. I wish she had asked him first, how do you feel about me? What do you think about this process? So that we can see what he genuinely feels. I doubt he would use the word, I'm in love with you, or I'm falling in love with you, or I won't be with you forever. I don't know if that's what he would have said. But I wish he had led and then she had followed suit. Because she led with all this love and professing and, I can't be with anybody else. I just need more, what can he do? What can he do? But to just mimic whatever she's saying, carefully, with his words. I'm scared. I'm nervous for him. Okay, go ahead.
Well, they carried on, but what I really want to get into before we get to the rest of the Clare and Dale show, as we've been talking about for a while, is Claire's apology to the guys. Like, how did you feel that went?
Claire's apology to the guy, it was forced. It wasn't forced, but they had to tell her, like, he was also at an apology. You're breaking up with us, but can you at least give us some type of apologies for wasting out time? Because from day one, it was you and Dale. And she was like, I will apologize for wasting your time. But I do feel like the guys were just annoyed and over it by then. It's just like, I don't think any of the guys ever taking her seriously anymore from that. Like, I think she lost some of their respect, a lot of their respect. It was just like, what? You're dating someone that you spent 2 hours in a day with and now you're in love? Like, the logic doesn't make sense to me. So, but like she said, you can't, what did she say? She's not going to apologize for love, and she's
not going to apologize for love.
her control. And, which is okay, no problem. It is what it is,
Okay, quick question, right? Quick question, because I believe I've heard Claire say this in response to people saying, how can you fall in love so quickly? And I believe her response was something about, like, is there a formula for this? Is there a timeline that says this is how it should be done in this time frame? So do you think that she should be judged on whether or not she falls in love with somebody in 1 day, in 12 days, in 2 years? Like, everybody's different, right? If she says that's what it is for her, then it's fine, right?
That's a fair question. My thing is, I still haven't seen any deep conversation. If you haven't, and I love when this person, I don't know who said this, but one person said, if you haven't seen this man upset, if you've never seen this man super sad, if you've never seen this man like just going through different emotions, angry, please don't say you're in love with somebody if you haven't seen all aspects of who they are. She has not seen all aspects of who he is. So therefore, I think it is premature for you to now say that, oh, I'm in love. That's why they're all looking at her like she's crazy. I have not seen all the aspects of who you are. Even when he's professing his love, his face is a little blank. Like, it's not, it's
maybe
not.
Maybe that's just his face.
No, boo. I checked his Instagram. It's not just his
you an Instagram talking to like Claire? Okay.
I had to look at his Instagram yesterday. So, like, what is on his Instagram that this girl is just madly in love? Like, what? No. No, I don't. I honestly just think she does not know all of him, so therefore you cannot say you're in love with him. That's all. You're in love with your idea of what you think he is. And that's it, period.
That's
so she's in love with that idea of who and what she thinks he is, but she does not know him. So therefore you're not in love with him.
Well, I think it's very clear. See what I did there? Very clear. Well, I think it's very apparent that I'm always on the side of, if you say you're in love, I'm happy for you. Like, whatever the issues may be, that's not my business. I'm not in your relationship. You said it, so I'm like, cool. So if Claire and Dale are saying that they're in love with each other and they're happy and all that, and they're still engaged till this day, because after the episode aired last night, they both posted, the pictures of their engagement. So however long ago that was, they're still together. Apparently, they've been going house hunting, and they're living their lives. So if they're in love and they're happy, I'm rooting for them. I'm completely rooting for them.
I don't believe it. I'm sorry. I am a skeptic. I don't believe it. Only because she says this has happened to her many times before in which the guy run away. He's not running away yet, but trust me, he's going to run away.
Oh, gosh, not yet.
I think so. I'm sure it's still going on, so he hasn't run away yet.
Oh, boy. Okay, well, I want to talk about the whole snowball effect into the proposal after the date. When Chris Harrison came and Claire goes, what's next? What do we do next? And he said, proposal, it shook me. I didn't see that coming. Like, I don't know why. I just assumed that, okay, they've had their date. She's broken up with all the other guys, like he said. I thought they were just going to, leave the resort and just go on and live life and, whatever happens, happens. But I guess my man was trying to get that ratings going, and he said, no, we're going to finish this entire season, and it's going to end in a proposal, and it's going to happen immediately. I was like, oh, gosh, what is happening? And then I was like, wait, does Dale know that he's getting married? Like, how are you going to tell Claire that she's getting married before the actual person that's supposed to propose knows that this is happening? And so, what do you think?
This is my first time watching the show, so I didn't have any expectations that you had, but I was surprised by that. I thought that was the natural progression. Now since you don't really want to date anybody else, and since you're so you put all your eggs in Dale's basket, so let's go ahead and just complete this show with you and Dale. I thought that
thinking about it, and being fair, like if they progressed everything else about I guess, the timeline of the show faster. Like, she fell in love with him really quick. He's saying he's in love with her pretty quickly, too. I guess whatever was supposed to happen in the 6 weeks of a normal time, that happened in, 2 weeks or something. So, yeah, it actually makes sense in hindsight that, oh, yeah, they should have the whole proposal and the whole, like, nice fairy tale send-off like they usually give them at the end of these seasons. So, I mean, I was nervous for her, girl. I'm not going to lie. I was nervous. I didn't think Dale was going to go through with it. Like, I was hoping just for hope's sake and for, the hopeless romantic in me's sake, but I was nervous.
Dale did not want to do that. Dale did not want to propose to her because when she asked her, when they were laying in bed, and she asked him, "Oh, what do we do now?" And he's like, "I don't know. We'll just take it day by day." He too was shocked by that proposal. If he was in love like she claims, she's already saying, "You my fiance," and this and that, and in her mind, if he was there, he would have said right there and there, "Let's just get married. Let's just do the proposal and cut all loose." But that's not what she said. That's not what he said. He said, "Oh, I guess we just take a day by day." Dale is being fake. I don't know. He's being fake to be fake.
Well,
period.
I don't know if he was being fake. I think that he probably really, really, really does like her. And me, I just have to go through what I see on the show and not like all the outside chit chat, right? So I think he really does like her. I don't know if he was like all the way there yet to say, "Oh, I want to get down on one knee and ask this girl to marry me," because even talking in the confessionals and just like the sound bites that we hear from him, he's using words like "no pressure" and "we're just gonna see how it is" and all that kind of stuff. And then Chris Harrison knocks on the door and goes, "Well, Claire's expecting a proposal tonight." And so I'm like, so this man really just went from no pressure to all the pressure, like in the span of 5 minutes. And he pretty much has to, put some money on it. You say you're in love with this girl too, right? All right, show us. Let's see you actually prove it. And that's why I was nervous. And she was nervous too, because she was saying the same thing, that she doesn't know if he's all the way there yet. But he went through it. I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was really cute, and happily ever after. I wish you.
I was going to say, I did like the entire ceremony, the proposal, the music, everything else. It was very fairy tale and the like. But glad that it's now no longer the Dale and Claire show. Good luck to them. I wish them all the best. I hope it does last for their sake. If they're truly happy, I hope they continue to be happy. The skeptic in me just says, none of this just sits well with me, because I haven't been able. I've seen all sides of Claire. I've seen her angry. I've seen her sad. I've seen her happy. I've seen her emotional. So I've seen her. We have yet to see Dale. So that's what's making me nervous. But apart from that, if everything is good and if she truly loves him, that means she'll love him, flaws and everything that comes with that. I don't know how you can do so without knowing all of him, but okay, go ahead and claim that you do love him, flaws and all, and I hope everything works out for them. Now, what do you think about Tasha? Okay, what's her name? I'm sorry, girl. Tasha?
Tasha. Her name is Tasha Adams, our newest Bachelorette.
What do you think about that?
Tasha. Well, first of all, I want to go back to where Chris Harrison went back to the guys and told them, well, your journey isn't over yet. They were low-key cheated, and I understand that they wanted to give them the full experience of the Bachelorette and not kick them off for Tasha coming in. But a lot of the people who I guess were invested in Claire, at least so they say, like Blake, Canadian Blake, Jason, and perhaps Chasen as well. I'm not necessarily sure how quickly they can turn off their feelings, whatever feelings they had for Claire, however deep that was, and give Tasha a fair shot, right? And maybe I might even throw Riley in there, because Riley was really trying to build something with Claire as well, I believe. And so I'm not necessarily sure how quickly they can turn off their feelings, especially when Chris Harrison just pretty much gave them the rest of the day to make that decision about whether or not they wanted to stay and continue their journey with the new Bachelorette. At this point, they didn't know it was Tasha. They just knew at that point that their journey wasn't over. They didn't even know if it was going to be like a Bachelor in Paradise type of situation where it'll be like multiple girls and they can just like date around and date each other and find the one that's best suited for them, or if it was just going to be one Bachelorette and they would have to pretty much start night one all over again. But so I'm nervous for Tayshia because I mean she's pretty much getting the hand-me-downs, right? She's getting Claire's hand-me-downs, and so I'm nervous if she'll be able to build, like, true connections with anyone, especially since these guys have already been there for somebody else. So hopefully they bring in new guys, and hopefully she gets a fair shot because, I mean, it can't be easy for her to just, like, come in, like, I guess mid-season and try to find her own love story. So we'll see.
I hope things work out for them. I'm excited to see how this plays out. I do think, as I agree with you, that she is getting the short end of the stick in this situation, but so are the guys. So hopefully they can bond in that way and she can deal with them. She can be a nice, calming voice for them, hopefully. And they can express her. The best way she can play this is coming as a savior. Like, you guys, I feel so bad for you all, and they can just cry on her shoulder and just be, and then she can, that would be perfect. I'm here to save you guys. Now you guys can date me. Hopefully that's how it goes down, But we'll see. I am a little bit confused. Because I am concerned a little bit just because Tayshia looks so different from, they're both beautiful people. From Clare, I don't know if, all the guys, that's what they were looking for in a woman in terms of Tayshia. And, I don't know. The color thing, it's not an issue for me per se, but I hope it's not an issue for any of the guys. What about that?
Right.
Apart from that, let's see what happens, honestly.
Okay, well, it's back on its normal nights on Tuesday, so I'll be ready to watch and see how this plays out. And also we're going to hear from Dale and Clare again. So, no, it's not the end of the Dale and Clare show. This is still happening. We're going to hear from them like, yes, girl.
Why are we hearing from them?
I'm ready for it. And we're going to hear how everything's happened since they got engaged and all that. I want to know.
Oh, you mean at the end, like the reunion episode?
No, it's not a reunion episode. I guess it's just a check-in episode of, well, I don't know if it's the entire episode or just like a little segment, but it's a little check-in that, they sit down with Chris Harrison and I guess talk about what's happened since he put a ring on it.
Okay, when are we supposed to expect this? Are we expecting this on the next episode?
This is also next Tuesday. Yeah, this is also next Tuesday.
Got a lot to look forward to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right,
yeah.
All right then.